Ah, That was Chemo Cornwell. We all know Chemo over here and his tune from his CD, Hawaii State of Mind. That was Wave Rider. And I really hope I get some visitors today because I changed the time because I had to get something to eat and I was running behind and I didn't want to come on here attempting to eat food and to talk with you all. It's been a while since I've been up, I know, but when I tell you I've been burning it at both ends of the candle, you can take that to the bank. I've been working during the day, and then, of course, there is the time I have to spend with the now two songs that are going to be on my upcoming CD because we're doing things high tech, baby. We're sending music uh, by electronics because they're in the West Coast and I'm here in Atlanta. We have to do things another way. So this is a whole new experience for me. It's very exciting. Uh, we it's very exciting because it's just so much fun to build this and see the manifestation of a dream I've had for many, many years. It's just terrific. I haven't watched the news in a very long time, and it seems that I have missed bit, quite a bit. Oh my gosh, Zaddy has been busy. I think the last time I actually watched any kind of news was when we found that when I actually just watched the news that Ivana had transitioned, and maybe I popped in and out, but it wasn't very much because I just by the time I was finished for the day, I was just finished and wanted to be uh, in the silence. Hey, Sharon, my love, thank you so much for coming over. Right now, it's just you and I. And I was apologizing for changing the time that I had to get some dinner. Hey, Jaconda, greetings and salutations to you. I had to get some food, and I didn't want to try to eat while I was while I was talking to you all. So, as I stated that I have been burning the candle at both ends, um, working during the day and working on the CD. We have two songs. I just spoke about the technical piece of it, where we're sending things through. It's amazing how you can do stuff now. How you can get how they can be on the West Coast, they can be in LA, and I can be here, and we can where I am in Georgia, and we can transmit the music uh, via electronics. So it's very exciting. It's a manifestation of something that I've wanted to do for many years. It's also kind of scary at the same time. And like sometimes I think about it and it makes my knees shake. I get like a bit nervous about it. But overall, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I have some gifts I need to mail, but I haven't been to the UPS store. It's just been like that for me. But overall, I've just been having some joy filled days. It's amazing that I can wake up. I woke up one morning and it felt as if everything was all right, that all was well. And it is such a great feeling that I cling to it. I hang on to it. And I hope that you, Sharon and Jaconda, have also had days that brought you some joy and some laughter and some feel good stuff. Hey there, Jaconda. I'm thanking you both for coming over. Now I entitled this maps, and their insidious agenda. People talk about the gay agenda, this agenda, that agenda, but this to me is insidious because Oh, you love that I'm back at work? Well, it's a little different. Yeah, but I'm happy for it as well. I really am. It's good. It's good. Um, anyway, back to maps. I happen to be watching in these YouTube streets a channel called the Plainest Jane. If you have an opportunity, go over and subscribe to her channel. She does great reporting of stories. I first started watching her when she was covering the R. Kelly situation. She did a great job, so great, in fact, that she was called out by the New York Times as having done an excellent job on her reporting of his case and everything. And then for some reason, she was struck off. Her channel was taken down, and I was looking for it. But when I finally did find it, when she came up again, I was really, really happy that she was back on the air. Let me put my banner up. I forgot. I have to continuously remind ourselves that something wonderful is happening right now because we're all here together. MOPS is an acronym for Minor Attracted Persons. Now, I have to admit, I had never heard of any such thing. I would not have known about it if I hadn't watched her channel. And this is a movement that is attempting to make pedophilia a sexual orientation somehow. And they are attempting to attach that M to the LGBTQIA community, as if we within the community don't have enough shit that we have to deal with. The LGBTQIA community is not thought of as part of the Black community. I know. I can only speak about the Black community because I'm a Black woman and my experience in America has been Black. So these people are attempting to say that no one can. Could I put her channel in the chat? I'll have to get it, but I can tell you, I can tell you this is what it is. It's called. I already put that. Oh Lord, let me get this out of here. I'll put it up. This is how it looks on her page. I think it's like this. Plainest Jane. She has a YouTube channel and it's very good. Wait a minute, my gosh. She had a channel and it's very good. So that is the best I can do, Jaconda. So again, I would not have known about this if she hadn't been talking about it. And I could tell by the passion that she put behind it that this is personal, and it's personal to me too, because you want to normalize non-offending pedophiles and make them feel warm and fuzzy by giving them this acronym, which began with an organization called Before You Act, which, from my understanding, Before You Act is an organization that is also working to make pedophilia a regular thing. You dig? Just normal. These are just poor, vilified, hated human beings because they're attracted to minors or, there's a person I wrote down the name, but I will not say his name or give you the name of his book, who's written a whole book about it and just very softly and gently discussing non-offender pedophiles. You are a pedo. And how dare you think that you can just kind of sneak that into the LGBTQIA community, and nobody's going to notice, because my friends are not pedophiles. My friends are not the ones who are looking at children and becoming sexually stimulated by that. Not my friends. And you are not welcome within this community. We are already marginalized. Within Black churches, they love to have a queen as a music director, or the choir director, or minister of music, but they're never invited to the table. We do not need, there's enough ignorance going around. There is enough ignorance, because there's already this thought that if you are homosexual, that you have to be a pedophile. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's not to say that they don't exist within the LGBTQIA community. That's not to say that. But to have a whole group attempt to add the M and accept them as just being people who are attracted to children and to minors, and it's just a proclivity, it's just a thing. We you can't help who you're attracted to. No. I think the group you're talking about, Jaconda, was Lambda. They were touting the same things 20 years ago. No, you are not welcome in this community. And I am not going to try to soften it up so that you feel better about your attraction to babies, to children. I will not. And I'm hoping that this video will reach someone else, someone within the community. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass it on to Davion at Conscious TV, because he has a very large following, and I'm sure that it could possibly be a topic that he'd be interested in discussing, because this is further stigmatization. Gay people, transsexuals, bisexuals, lesbians, queers, non-binary. People are fighting for their lives every day. We are doing the best that we can every day. I don't know anyone who wants to have to think about whether or not they'll live through the day. I don't know anyone who wakes up and desires that or is prayed for that. I don't know anyone who's done that. Whenever there's a beef, when George Floyd was brutally murdered, and we could all see the tape where that officer snuffed the life out of him, the first people that hit the streets were the LGBTQIA community and Black women, mothers, sisters, aunties, daughters. They were the first ones to hit the streets. And yet that very person who will come out because they recognize that they are Black first, no matter how they identify, no matter how they show up, that when someone looks at them, the first thing they're going to see is the color of their skin. There is enough stigma attached to the LGBTQIA community without thinking that it is okay to normalize pedophilia. I don't give a shit if you're non-offending or not. It is what it is. And it's insidious to me. It's awful to me. I can't accept that you think it's okay for you to be attracted to a minor. I will not do it. And I intend to pass this on to someone that has a larger platform, because I feel as if there has to be a vigilante within the community who will stand up and scream loudly, scream from the rooftops that you are not welcomed here. Now, there is a licensed sex therapist working for the Department of Corrections in Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania. Her name is Miranda, and apparently Miranda put up a video where she was also a sex therapist, where she was discussing this very same thing, I can't even say it, these minor attracted persons, because, we don't want them to feel badly. Hi, Edwina. Because we don't want pedophiles to feel badly. They're just people that are attracted to minors. They're just people that are, some have an age range, some are attracted to those who haven't yet hit puberty, and, they just can't help who they're attracted to. Well, you keep that shit over there. You don't hitch your wagon to the LGBTQIA community. You don't get a chance to do that. So this woman says her pronouns are she and her, and she feels like they're the most they're just vilified people. And the most and one of the most marginalized, if not the most marginalized community. You're damn straight. That pedophilia is a label that is diagnostic as well as oftentimes judgmental. Well, I'm judging. And that, the argument is that this is just a part of them. This is not all they are. These are just this is not all they are. They're people first. That just have this enduring sexual attraction to minors. And they shouldn't be made to feel badly about that. Because, they haven't chosen this, attraction. So they're doing all they can to bring less stigma to the non-offending pedos. And, we're forgetting about the morality of this people, again, because they just can't control who they're attracted to. That's some bullshit. You keep it over there. How dare you think that you can kind of slide in and make this normalized within the LGBTQIA community? Because I'm going to tell you something. Some years ago, many years ago, when I lived in LA, I knew someone. I don't even know if he's still alive. I knew someone who had a thing for young boys, and I mean 12-year-olds and stuff. And I told him to his face, I had better not go to bed and dream that he's been abusing a child, because your sister may know it and may not want to accept it and may not turn your ass in, but I sure will. Because you are a pedophile. And yes, you are a gay man. So I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. But this is not a stigma that just runs rampant. I have friends who are married and have children who are healthy and happy, bright youngsters, light years ahead of some of their classmates and friends. Personable, what you might call, quote unquote, normal teens. So no. We will not, we will continue to, you can call yourself minor attracted people. We're going to continue to call you pedophiles, whether you offend or not, because that's what you are. The bottom line is at some point, you're going to do, you just might offend. Anyway, that's my rant for that. And again, I'm going to pass this on to Davion and see if it's a topic for a show he will be interested in doing, because he always does such a great job on his shows. He covers a spectrum of topics, and I don't get a chance to just watch every one of them, but the ones that I do watch, I really do enjoy. And you're right, Jaconda, that this whole MAPS thing is an insult to every LGBTQ. It's the letters LGBTQIA. It's an insult to everyone I know as well. And I do remember Lambda. And I remember that they were having meetings in libraries and public places. I think, oh gosh, I was pretty young, but I think that they were run out of, people began to raise hell then. They began to raise hell then about how it just wasn't right. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they're attracted to. They can't defend themselves. And I've done this damn thing again where I have increased the thing again. I slid the screen again. Boy, sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. But at any rate, I did watch a Cash Peters video today. I really like him. And I guess I should do some housekeeping, that anything I say here is my opinion and my opinion alone. It doesn't necessarily, hi, Raslyn Reeves. It doesn't reflect my people that come in don't have to agree with me. It ain't like that. I'm going to back out of the studio for a minute and come back in because I'm screwing up. And, oh, there we are. That's cool. They're my opinions. This is for entertainment only. Raslyn, we have been this, and Edwina, I think you just come in at the end of the conversation. I was discussing a group called MAPS, Minor Attracted Persons, who are hoping that we'll surround them with love and understanding as people, just like you understand the LGBTQIA community, because, you cannot help who you are attracted to. So that is not a stigma that anybody I know in the community wants. That's just not something that they're going to stand by and let you join the group. Start your own fucking group and keep it over there, because we're not interested, okay? So in this if you haven't seen Cash Peters' latest video, I'm not going to tell. He did something on. He looked into, if you know Cash Peters, that he goes into energy and he gets pictures and he draws these pictures. And someone asked him to go into Ivana's grave. Now, we all know that recently the FBI raided his home in Mar-a-Lago. He's acting like he didn't know it was going to happen, but he knew about it because he was told about it, I do believe, June the 4th. He knew that they were going to do this thing. And so they raided his home. I don't know. They just paid him a visit, a good old visit, the way the feds do. You know, they're not friendly. They don't come there to have tea and crumpets. They come to get a gig done. So they were down looking for documents. Now, there's some people who are saying, and apparently all of these documents were like classified, top secret stuff. All of it was marked as being such. Now, he's doing what he always does. He wants to say that President Obama took home classified documents, and we know that's a lie because Obama could not even be a black man. He could not at all talk about he could not be a black man. So, you know, good and well, if President Obama had left with some top secret documents and they were just laying around in a closet, some goddamn where the FBI would have raided him long ago, you're a lying piece of shit. You knew where and what these documents were about, and you intentionally took them off the grounds of the White House into Mar-a-Lago. You purposefully did that shit. There is no doubt in my mind. Because you always up to some fuck shit. That's what you do. So, today on Cash Peters, he talked about Ivana's burial place. Now, I would think that the mother of those ghouls, that they would at least find her a decent place to be buried, not buried on his golf course. Now, I am going to make some sense here in a minute, because I think in my gut, and this is my thought, and it is for entertainment purposes only, this is just my thought. I get a gut feeling that there are more documents, but you just don't know where they are. They could be in a public storage facility. They are somewhere, but you better believe whatever you got, whatever documents they were able to secure, that's not all of them. This fool had a year. What do you think they were doing? Why do you think he didn't leave until inauguration day? That's because his ass was so fucking sure that his coup was going to succeed. That's why his ass left on the day, burning down a motherfucking house. You know, did shitty things to embarrass our new president and first lady. What a juicy asshole. And what do they wouldn't allow Biden's people the transition teams to come in to get the information that they needed in order to have a smooth transition. They were blocked out. They were put off. I mean, come on. So on Cash Peters today, he went inside of Ivana's burial, and he said as he went in, he saw that there seems to be, now I'm going to describe it as a false bottom, that there seems to be something where she's buried, that there is her, I guess, or her ashes or whatever, because I don't understand why you'd have a golden casket if you only bury in ashes. I mean, couldn't you just had a beautiful urn and her photograph or something? Y'all gonna have a whole casket? My God. My God, my God. Now, is enough people stirred up and suspicious of your ass because the autopsy went so fast and everything? It just everything just happened in a matter of hours. Okay. Anywho, he seems to think that there is a false bottom or something, or a metal grate of some kind, but there is an opening below where she is resting. Now, you know what? I don't want to go all, conspiracy theory, but since there is just nothing this man can do. I mean, it seems like just when you think he's sunk low, he is able to redefine what sinking low is. And I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it at all. I wouldn't put anything past this man. He is that fucking slimy. Why would they just gonna dig a hole, stick her ass in it, her ashes allegedly. Don't you traditionally sprinkle ashes? Don't you honor the one that has transitioned by, going to one of their favorite spots and sprinkling their ashes? Y'all just gonna dig a hole, put a casket in it, and a bunch of flowers on top. That's it. It ain't a cross. You notice there's no cross there. I guess if they bring down the power of the cross and the Holy Spirit, that shit would blow up. Because there's nothing about it that's holy. My God. Oh my goodness, my goodness. And so yeah, I'm thinking that could be a possibility. Who's to say that copies weren't made of these things? I mean, who's to say? They have plenty of time to do, and he's always up to some shit. So, hey, I would not be at all surprised. So, that's about all I have to comment on, I think, except, we are witnessing as we speak, yes, the desperation of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men, of the desperation to remain everybody's zaddy, the desperation to remain on top, in charge, running shit. No matter if we run it into the motherfucking ground, we still on top. We still the majority. We see what we see are the desperate moves of old, dried up ass white men. Motherfuckers that don't never have to worry about making a baby with nobody, because don't nobody want to let your old tired ass ride them anyway. And now you want to control birth control and between married couples or unmarried couples. And then, of course, the yeast rises. We know yeast rises. So the yeast beast of the South, Monistat Marjorie, is rising as she goes out. At first, she denied dealing with white supremacists. Now she's all in. Bitch, make up your mind. Because we see you anyway. Someone told me that her district is down in the area where they filmed The Walking Dead. I'm convinced that The Walking Dead are her constituency. Oh, Raslin, you got up in the middle of the night when Zaddy was raided. Girl, I turned on the television and everything was a flutter, honey. Ooh, yes, the energy was. It absolutely was. So yeah, just the low down dirty bastards. I just just my God. My God. We got him. And each day I wonder what will it take. I wonder what would happen if for a couple of days nobody mentioned his name or gave him any coverage. Whether he was up to some, well, he's always up to some shit. But if just for a couple of days, none of the news outlets mentioned that name, he would be on Truth Social, truthing, uh, like a madman. I can't imagine that he'd be very happy about that at all. Ooh, y'all, we gotta pray. So just that was what I wanted to talk about, but I don't want you to leave without giving you some kind of encouragement, because whenever I encourage all of you, and please know I appreciate you, I appreciate you for coming on. That first, if you have an opportunity, just get the word out that these people are in our schools, they are in the church, they are predators are everywhere, and that's what pedophiles are. And I am not going to make it warm and fuzzy for your motherfucking ass, okay? I will not. This is not, no. When you hurt children, to me, you are lower than whale shit. And so, once again, don't you dare try to make this a sexual orientation, or try to or try to put an agenda out where you define what we call y'all's asses. You are fucking pedo, you're fucking predators, and you hurt children. Now, moving on, I was just thinking this week about you guys all know I never make it a secret that I know that the Holy Spirit is real. I don't adhere to religion because religion is control, and to me, religion has done so. Just has fucked up people. It has done a whole lot of damage. I'd like to think that the people who are the church leaders are doing the best they can, but who knows? I think there was this pastor who was just rolling high. He was trending for quite a while as a gentleman who was a scammer and had scammed some elderly woman in his congregation out of $90,000, and that he just had a way of scamming people, but he was a man of the cloth, you dig? And his church was located in what we would call a ghetto, or a very poor section of New Jersey, and he's rolling in Rolls Royces and Benzes and exotic cars, and dressed to the nines in Vuitton or Gucci, all this designer stuff. And yet his church is a room or a shack or a dangerous building. I don't even know how they would be having church there. He's rolling, and he's in the pulpit. You probably all have seen it. And some men came in, and You know what was funny to me on the thing was that I think he said something like "yo," before they told him to get on the ground. Now, he claims to have been wearing, I thought it was $400,000 worth of jewelry, but then it has since increased in value to $1 million in jewelry. And I'm just wondering, like, even the most flashiest motherfucker, why you walking around in that neighborhood with $1 million worth of shit around your neck? I mean, why would you do that's some dumb shit to me, and there's just no way that it can be justified. Okay, so anyway, you can't trust who's in the pulpit. You cannot, you don't know who's teaching your children. You don't know what they're teaching your children. These are predators, and predators place themselves in occupations where they have access to children. You're right, Raslin Reeves. He was a prosperity pimp. Pimping pastors. I remember a couple of years ago on one of Johnny's lives, I called them pulpit pimps. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't. I don't think many people believed it. I mean, I guess the jury is still out, but no, when I watched it, it didn't really, there was just something about it that just didn't feel right, and he's been getting red honey in these streets. The people have been covering him and they have been dragging that ass. So, yeah. But I want to go on to something with a bit more, joyful, something that, and I was just, I had to think if my talk and my walk were matching up to my prayers, to what I wanted to manifest, are my actions aligning with that which I wish to manifest. And I had to think about that. Because we pray, when we go to meditate, which is, to me, meditation is listening. Prayer is the conversation that you actually believe what it is. You believe that thing and you expect it to be answered. So I hope that we are changing our expectations. Instead of praying and expecting the worst, don't do that. Don't do that. Begin to condition yourself to expect a wonderful outcome, because the more you think about we've been beat up. I think every person on the planet is suffering from the lockdown. And it's almost as if we're learning to walk again, learning to hug people again, because for so long we weren't able to get close. We couldn't touch. Now with the pox, they're telling us again that we aren't able to get close to a person, that we can't hug them, we can't love on them, that we have to be frightened of kissing and touching again. Just as we're getting over the trauma of not being able to touch. So we've all, been through the mill. We've been through it. Raslin, me too. I missed hugs. I missed them so much. And I remember the very first one I got was from my pastor and friend, his wife. She'd taken me out to run an errand. And as she was dropping me off, she said, I wanted to hug her. And she said, "Do you mind if I hug you?" It was like, wow, we can hug each other. Yeah, I miss being affectionate. So I want us to change our expectations and instead of expecting the worst, train yourself to expect the best. I know sometimes we think that something is too good to be true. Oh, it's got to be too good to be true. Not necessarily. It can be true. It can be that freaking good. Just change your expectations and do your best to be able to expect no matter what is going on. If you go to the doctor and you get a diagnosis that isn't cool, the first thing we want to do is focus on the diagnosis and get freaked out about it. Yeah, you might have a reason to freak out, but think about the infinite possibility of seeing your body healed and taking the steps to do what you need to do. Maybe you need to change your diet, but whatever you can do to preserve your health, think about and see yourself. Take out a picture of yourself when you were at your healthiest. I'm telling you that helps instead of focusing on the sickness that's in your body. I mean, it helps. And in some cases, it has cured. Bodies have been cured because, even have you ever met somebody whose world can be crumbling down around them and yet they can still find some joy in the day? They can still laugh. They can still have a good time. Even if they have to do it through tears, even if they have to fake it, you know what I mean? That's what we must do. Just expect the best. Something wonderful is about to happen. I don't know what I'm faced with today. I don't know what lies ahead today. But I will look forward to each day with enthusiasm and the expectation of something wonderful is about to happen. Something good is going to come out of this day. And the first good thing is that we are able to get up and stand up and move around and be a part of the day. That's the first thing. Something wonderful is happening now because we're all here. You all took time out of your busy Saturday and decided that you come spend some time with me. And for that, I am always grateful. I always write your names down, and I remember each and every one of you that come into this chat with a prayer. I don't know what you are. I don't know what you're doing, what you might be struggling with. And that's only something, if you want me to know, I have an email address. However, I do pray the best for everyone, whatever is going on in your life. So I did pull out the cards. You're going to have to deal with the avatar today. Next time. Next time I come on, I'll be ready for you. But I'm going to be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And let's just see what we are to focus on. I hope everyone has been getting some rest. I hope you have been taking care of yourselves, because you can't run on an empty tank. You know this. You have to spend some time with self to get your shit together so you can handle all that, because as women, we are freaking amazing. Oops, one fell out. Well, even though that could be part of a sloppy shuffle, I'll take it because the cards are listening. That's self-love. That's what the spirit is telling you. This will be a SAGA reading. Self-love. We spend a whole lot of time in our lives looking for something outside of us to complete us, to make us whole, to make us feel good. We look to things outside to validate us. And there are so many hurt people running around looking for love in all the wrong places. And that is because there is no self-love. Until you love yourself, until you can look in that mirror, look at yourself and love yourself with all your bumps, lumps, flaws, whatever they are, internally and externally. When you can look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. We are told that we are created in the image and the likeness of God, of love. So therefore, do your best to see yourself as God, as the creator, as infinite love sees you. I tell you, it has to be unconditional love, because some of us are really wretched and ratchet, okay? So Spirit says that in the SAGA reading, the Holy Spirit is saying self-love. Take time for yourself. Give yourself a manicure and a pedicure, or just go out and get one. Go out and take a walk. Do whatever is going to bring you some joy. The angels are telling us that it's in the self, by loving ourselves, we come to a realization. These are pretty. Maybe I will. I'm going to show you my ugly hands because I have to get my nails done and I haven't done it yet. So, whoops. The realization. It seems like it's a big keyhole, and some people say that you're going to walk with this kind of card. I guess that you are going to walk into this valley, or there will be a valley kind of situation that you walk into in order to get over your fears, or go because you're going through something. But you know what? I see this giant keyhole, this opening here, and the light, and I say that you're coming out of it. I much prefer that the journey is that you have gone through and that you are now on your way out. So the angel says, in giving yourself some self-love, through self-love, I'm sorry, I got to get used to this. There is a realization. Your guides say, be ready for the unexpected. Be ready for when you change your expectations, get ready for that manifestation, for that prayer, for that thing to say, boom. Be ready for the unexpected. I am not in any way going to entertain negative. I don't have any negative expectations, and I tell you, um, that what has been happening in my life has been short of just miraculous. It's nothing short of that. So we are prepared. We are prepared for the unexpected. And now we have to take action. It seems like in all the readings, if you listen to Red Lentil Healing, I'm turning this camera off because I look a mess. Um, if you've been listening to Red Lentil Healing, um, and any of Sienna, I think, or Tony, or any of the other readers, when they were doing our horoscopes, uh, it was all the signs had to do something. You had to do something. You had to be realizing that dream. We had to move. It wasn't really a time for us to sit. So I just can't tell you how getting into motion, how important that is to doing some stuff. You know, our guides are always with us, and our ancestors are always with us. You know, never forget that. You got a glimpse of me when I'm just like raw, y'all. I just didn't feel like showing up. I just fell behind because I intended to dress. I just have had another one of those busy days trying to catch up on stuff that has fallen behind so I can get things checked off my list. But just remember that self-love, it's not selfish for you to keep something for yourself, for you to keep some time for yourself. Thank you, Jaconda. Um, these are some of the first cards I got. I think Johnny gave me these cards, and I love them because they're small and I can shuffle because my hands are small. So these cards are just right, and I just love this deck. I really connect to this oracle deck. I want you all to know to walk in. You know, Tony always tells us from Shining Hawk that we should walk in beauty. And I want you all to, I just add to that we walk in beauty and we walk in love because the way is paved with love. I hope you all enjoy the remainder of your weekend. Thank you so much for coming out and sitting with me for this hour. Anybody that comes to you with this bullshit about minor attracted people and wants to try to get you to understand that they can't help who they're attracted to, etc., etc., I tell you, you need to let them know that they can take that elsewhere. There's a place for them, but it is not part of the LGBTQIA community. This was good. This was good. And I really do try my best to try to do this on a regular basis. I have to sit down tonight and kind of organize my time and my calendar because I do enjoy it so, and I think of you all when I'm not online. Thank you so much for coming out. I will see you the next time. Mwah. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye now.